Leads. It is the lifeblood of every single B2B SaaS business. Here's the thing though, not all leads are created equal. You know what I'm talking about. The leads that are generated through outbound, they don't know you, they don't trust you yet, they're not even sure why they booked the meeting. Those leads convert at about a 20% win rate. But inbound leads where they show up, they already know who you are, they know your competition, they know your story, they've consumed all of your content. Those leads, those inbound leads convert at a 50% win rate. And I've seen companies that convert them at up to 80%. Here's a big question though. How do you get those inbound leads? How do you get a proper B2B lead funnel in place where these leads are coming to you? In this episode, I'm gonna walk you through the 3 principles that you absolutely need to know on how to generate B2B SaaS leads that are coming inbound to you. And when you implement these principles, you'll be able to accelerate your path to that next stage of growth. Intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unstoppable. I'm TK, and on this channel, I help SaaS founders like you grow your SaaS businesses faster with an unstoppable strategy. Now, if you're new to this channel, welcome. I drop an episode every single Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics from the trenches on how to grow your B2B SaaS business faster. So if you're new, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. That way you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode with the TK energy. Now, if you're already part of this community, if you're part of this SaaS go-to-market coaching program, if you're part of this channel where we just hit 80,000 subscribers, which is incredible, my people, welcome back. It's really awesome to see you over here. For my last business, Tout App, there were 2 ways that we generated leads and pipeline. The first way was outbound. Outbound included our SDR team. It included our own platform that we're using to generate leads. And those leads, as they turned into real opportunities, converted at about a 20% win rate. There was also inbound leads. And these inbound leads were converting at 50%. The reason we were getting these inbound leads is as I was creating this new category, as I was working on building this platform, as I was creating these features, as I was learning everything that our customers were talking about, I shared our journey. I actually attracted VPs of sales and sales leaders to sign up for our product. And at that time, we had a self-service funnel and we had a sales funnel for the larger companies. It was so cool that there were certain calls. We had an MDR, market development rep, and she would take these calls as they came in. And on the same call, she'd be able to close a deal. She went on to be known as Megan. Oops, I closed the deal. I won't say her last name for her privacy's sake, but it was incredible. That's when my eyes really opened up. Here we were building out sales engagement and outbound and all these motions. These salespeople could tell right away the difference between a lead that came in inbound and through the platform and an outbound lead with a discovery call that was scheduled. And immediately I was hooked. While we were building out sales engagement as a category, I was still hooked on this inbound lead funnel. Fast forward to today, all of my companies that I run operates an inbound lead funnel. And on top of that, every single founder that I coach, I teach them how to build out a proper inbound machine along with outbound. But here's what I'm gonna walk you through. In this episode, I'm gonna walk you through the 3 principles you absolutely need to know on how to generate inbound B2B SaaS leads. So if you're excited to dig in, go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Let's dig right into it. Principle number 1 that you really need to understand in this outbound versus inbound world is what exactly is a lead. There's a lot of confusion out there. So you could go out there and say, look, I'm gonna generate leads, which means to some people, they're gonna log into Clay or they're gonna log into Apollo and they're gonna search and they're gonna get 50, 100 people that match the ICP and they start calling them leads. Now, I got news for you. Those aren't actually leads. Leads are people that have opted into your funnel. They know you, they like you, and they trust you. And as they go through your funnel, they opt in to say, hey, you know what? I want to book a meeting. And once they book a meeting, this could be either by filling out a form on your website or through an email sequence, or even they're in your product and then chooses to actually book a time with sales. Either way, they know you already, they like you, they trust you. And then they come to the meeting, and from that meeting, you're able to convert them to a real customer. That is a lead. That is someone that actually chooses to transact with you and engage with you. Everything else is just a list or at best a prospect. So a lot of times when people are talking about like, well, I have all these leads, I have hundreds of leads, I have thousands of leads. I'm like, cool, how did you get them? And they're like, oh, I bought them, or I went into this platform and gave me this list. Those are not leads. They have no idea who you are. They don't trust you. They may not even like you compared to your competition. The first thing you really want to understand is what exactly is a lead. A lead is someone that already knows you, likes you, and trusts you. So that's principle one to really understand. Now, I was like, maybe this is too obvious, but I speak to so many founders, I speak to so many revenue leaders that don't understand the distinction, especially in this environment where everyone's trying to sell you leads, but really they're just selling you lists of people that you hopefully can turn into an actual lead. So that's principle number one. Principle number two is, how do you actually get leads? Well, in order to get leads, you need a proper inbound lead funnel. This is something that has existed for 20 years, 30 years, in fact, like hundreds of years. The current version of it, the way an inbound lead funnel works is you post on social media, or you post on your website or your blog. And when you actually post something, people discover it. They get to know you. Ideally, this is content that are talking about the actual problems that you solve. So when they're searching for it, they discover you. Or when they're scrolling through social, they actually discover your content and they start to get to know you. The second piece of a proper inbound lead funnel is you actually want to take that attention and have them fill out a form so they become an actual lead. Usually we call this a lead magnet. Once you have a lead magnet, you have their email, then your funnel does a series of email sequences to further educate that person so they continue to know you, they continue to get to like you, they understand who your competition is and why you're better, and at a point they reach a level of trust where they actually book a call with you. The good news is this is an entire system that you can have. This is an entire inbound lead system. And the crazy part is I meet so many companies that are at good amount of revenues, upwards of $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $10 million, where they only have an outbound system, which converts at 20%, but they have no real inbound system, which can convert at 50%. I've seen it as high as 80%. This is what you need if you want inbound B2B SaaS leads. And you want to make sure that you set it up as a proper funnel. Now, you might be wondering, well, what should my lead magnet be? Or are lead magnets old? Well, the thing is, today, there's 80 different ways to capture leads. You could offer a guide. You could offer a newsletter. You could offer some sort of a call. There are so many different ways you can offer something of value where people will exchange their email address for a conversation or something of value from you. So there's different ways you can approach this, but the principles are the same. You want to have a proper inbound lead funnel. Just because you have leads doesn't mean it's going to turn into real revenue. This is where principle number 3 comes in. But before I go into that one, let me pause here for a second. Already starting to see the power in this. There's outbound leads and then there's inbound leads. Outbound leads are people that you're going after, and through a series of email sequences and probably 10,000 emails, you finally get a reply and they say, fine, I'll meet with you. That is an outbound lead. And then they come up on the call and they're like, cool, why did I book this call again? Or what do you guys do? And it takes an entire series of meetings to build the trust, the knowledge, so you can actually even get to a real opportunity. On the other hand, you have inbound leads. Inbound leads are people that are discovering you online because they're searching for solutions to their problems. And they're engaging with you on their own volition. They're giving you their email and you're nurturing them and educating them. And by the time they show up to a sales call, they already know you. And they're like, look, I've read a bunch of your content. I already know what you guys do. I looked at some of your competitors. I like you guys. And I really want to understand if you solve my specific issue. And that's why the win rates are so much higher. You're starting to see the power in this. And if you're starting to get a little excited about having inbound B2B SaaS leads, can I just get a yes in the comments below? Also smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It just loves it when you do that. Also, if you're in this stage where you're looking to build out an inbound lead funnel and you want help in doing that, this is what I do inside of my SaaS go-to-market coaching program. You don't have to go anywhere right now. I'll link to it below. I'll tell you more about it at the end of this episode. But right now, let's go to principle number 3. Also, if you haven't smashed that like button, go ahead and smash that like button. It just loves it when you do that, honestly. Also, if you have questions about this, put it in the comments. I always answer. Principle number 3 is where all this comes together. Principle number 3 is you need to have an inbound sales process. Remember that thing I was telling you about with our MDR that was like closing deals on the call? It was like a 1-call close and she'd get like a $5,000 deal, $10,000 deal. I remember at one point she came into my office, she was like, hey, do I get like commission on this? And I was like, yeah, you should get commission on this. Here's the thing, there was still a process we had to institute, so we optimized for those deals. Because at first, she didn't even know what to do with those calls. They sound different, they operate different, they're pretty close to buying. So in those kind of scenarios, you need to have a different sales process that optimizes for the momentum you've already built through your inbound lead funnel. If you've done your job right in your inbound lead funnel, then sales should be easier. But you also want to be optimized to capitalize on the momentum you've built. So the sales process that you run for inbound leads is going to be subtly different, but importantly different than your outbound sales process. You also want to make sure you're optimizing for revenue in this sales process. And I know that sounds obvious, but on a traditional outbound sales process, you might have a discovery call. Then you might say, well, do you want a demo? You might book a demo call. Then you might do a stakeholder call. But when they're coming to you, you can actually capitalize on the momentum because they've come to you, and you can completely change how you operate that sales process and optimize for revenue a lot faster. So you want to rethink how you do the sales process so that you're actually capturing revenue a lot faster than you normally would with outbound leads that are coming in that don't know you, like you, or trust you yet. So let's recap this 3-step framework, these 3 principles. Number 1, know the difference between a lead or a prospect and at worst a list. A lead knows you, likes you, and is starting to trust you, wants to book a meeting, and that you can convert to revenue. Number 2, in order to get these B2B leads, in order to get these B2B SaaS leads that are coming to you, already knowing exactly what you guys are about with your message already in their head, and they're like, I already know, here's the questions I have. You need a proper inbound lead funnel. And once you have that proper inbound lead funnel, you start to generate these leads, you're starting to nurture them, they're gonna turn into meetings. The third thing you need is a proper inbound sales process that builds on the momentum and optimizes for converting to revenue as quickly as possible. Those are the 3 principles that I've learned the hard way, but I still implement today in the businesses that I run. And more importantly, I teach founders who are building out their go-to-market strategy. So now you know the exact 3 principles to get more inbound B2B SaaS leads. Now, what you may not know is, TK, how do I build this thing out? What should my inbound lead funnel look like? What should my inbound sales process look like? How do I optimize this so I'm closing revenue faster? And I can start to meet some of these benchmarks that you've seen in other companies. Outbound on average is at 20%, but inbound I've seen at 50% and upwards of 80%. Now, every company is different. Every lead funnel is subtly different. So if you want my help in building these pieces out, this is why I created my SaaS go-to-market coaching program. Inside of this program, I work with you to build out your proper go-to-market strategy so that you can generate quality leads and convert it to real revenue. So if you'd like to work together, just go to tkkader.com/GTM. tkkader.com/GTM. On that page, you'll get all the details of exactly how I run my program. And if you'd like to work together, all you have to do is fill out a small form, book a time with me, and we'll review exactly where you are. And if it sounds like I can help you, and if it's a fit, we'll be off to the races right away. So just go to tkkader.com/GTM. Now, if you got value from this video, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm if you haven't already. Also, if you have a fellow founder, a team member, if you're part of a Slack group or a WhatsApp group of other founders that would get value from this video, please share this with them. I want to serve as many founders as possible in building incredible software companies. Also, I drop an episode every single Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics from the trenches on how to grow your SaaS business faster. So if you haven't already, join the over 80,000 founders that are subscribed to this channel. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell icon, where you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode. And lastly, remember, everyone needs a strategy for their life and their business. When you are with us, yours is going to be unstoppable. I'm TK, and I'll see you inside the SaaS Go-to-Market Coaching Program. Take care, everybody.